And one.
Blam! Da 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 da. Let the boys be boys. What is up, everybody? It is Sunday night here over at the Discord of the Decisions channel, and we're in the Rain of Storms. Woo! How are my players doing tonight? Excited?
Hell,
Some are more alive than others.
ready
I wouldn't say
to
excited.
see
I
what
would
happens.
say ready to see what happens is a good way to put it. I'm always
Ready.
excited for D&D, but I'm terrified of what's going to happen.
Well, just like with any other session of D&D, anything could happen. Sergeant, I'm glad you showed up. You didn't have to, but I appreciate you.
Wow.
I appreciate you coming by.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm
I'm
swinging
here for the
low.
story, man.
Yeah.
I don't think
well,
Dirk's like that very much.
mm. Girk, we'll miss him
Everybody forgets his
forever
name.
being in our hearts. Girk, get up, Girk, back on your feet. Well, speaking of being here for the story, I hope everybody else is here for a good one because the last session got hot. What could have been or should have been just a easy turn-in for Adelaide turned into a fight amongst the crew. Not so much of a physical fight, but a fight of well, what you should do in the face of Ifrin Talroa, a man who seemed to give off the air that he does not play no bullshit. You guys had met with him, discussed the possibility of taking him on a hunt, showing him around the woods of Nornar's Hold, in exchange for him setting up a pop-up coliseum for the townsfolk of Nornar's Hold to enjoy, and maybe if they had it, spend a little money on some betting. Well, this didn't come to pass as you guys were discussing what your possibilities were to deal with a friend here. None of them seemed to be the right thing except for Adelaide turning herself in. At least that's what she thought. So she left you guys down in the bottom of the bone hole, as we were calling it last session, deep beneath the keep. And decided to make her way towards the encampment. Almost making it there if it was not for Zurag, who chased after her while being pursued by an angry crag cat, scratching and clawing him all the way. But it was a little too late for Zurag once he finally got there, and Adelaide had made her decision. And the closer she got to the encampment, the more aware the Beastmaster waiting inside knew what was going on. And by the end, met up at the very entrance to his encampment with a detachment of beast and other beast tamers. Multiple raptors and these lizard folk beast tamers that were carrying cages on their back that have yet to be opened. But the head beastmaster himself, Rifrentau Roa, commanded that Zurag let Adelaide go, stating that she had made her decision. And Zurag refused, attempting to run away with a bird-formed Adelaide, caused Ephraim to sick the raptors on him. And sick the raptors on him he did, as Zurag did all he could under the onslaught of these lizard folk, beast tamers, and these raptors who stabbed at him, scratched at him, and bit him, all while he was trying to keep Adelaide away from Ephraim until she finally turned back into her regular form and told Ephraim that she would come with him. But in the process, she attempted to heal Zurag. Ephraim demanded that if she did that, he would kill them both right then and there. And she defied him and healed Zurag anyways. And then Ephraim had no choice but to live up to his word. As time progressed over the course of the next few battle rounds, but just seconds going by, Zurag was beaten down to the ground, stood up with his relentless endurance, knocked back down to the ground, standing up again using all of his inspiration that he had stacked up to spring back to 1 HP and fully kill a raptor, rending its head right in front of Ephraim and waiting around to fight to his last. With more and more of the party arriving and getting attacked, Millie saw herself almost brought down by one of these raptors. And in all this chaos and bloodshed, finally, Ephraim demanded your resignation, your forfeiture, your defeat. Throw down your weapons. I'm leaving with Adelaide. And that'll be the end of this. One by one, you surrender, and Adelaide states that she's going to go with Ephraim, without putting up any more fight. So Ephraim grabs Adelaide by the collar, leads her into the encampment where the guards that were waiting out there receive them. And just as he's about to walk into the encampment himself, he looks back at Zurag, gives him a bit of a look of respect, but then says, I would have thought that you would have gone out swinging the entire way. I'm sorry, but a message must be sent. And he gave the go-ahead, and the lizard folks and the raptors standing by tore into Zurag just as Merc finally burst outside of the of the keep where he had struggled to climb. The last person left there, struggling the whole time, climbing up a rope that could have let him fall hundreds of feet to his detriment, but finally making it outside, summoning Bluey 3, which just so happens to be red, rearing up and riding outside, but has still not been able to see the full impact of what has happened. That is where we begin tonight. As Ephraim gives a signal of clicks and whistles and a slight hand sign, a spear plunges in to Ressig's side. Immediately, that impact sends his vision swooning. Everything starts to spin and go dull. He falls down to one knee, tries to push up, but another spear
Zurag,
comes.
right? Sorry.
Yeah, Zurag. Who am I talking about?
He said Ressick.
I was like,
I
wait
was
a
like,
minute.
you're getting stabbed.
Oh shit! I fucking off-cambered Ressig. I forgot to tell you guys
I was
this.
like, I didn't get hit at
Like,
all.
I don't
was
like it.
confused.
But I got my work cut out for me now.
Rewind. You know who I was referring to. Whatever. Rewind. Zurag takes a spear to the side. Vision instantly going swooning and starts to fade. He stumbles to one knee, trying to stand back up, but before he can, another spear comes down through his clavicle area, right down into the center of his chest. These spearmen holding him to the ground. The raptor next to him scratches across his face, leaving a set of gashes that cross over, slicing into part of his eye and across his nose, continuing across his face. And then the last thing that Zurag sees is this raptor's head coming around and bites him right on the throat. All teeth pierce into his flesh, tearing into his artery. and just spilling blood as Zurag is thrust forward and falls into the dirt. Yeah. And then Ressig explodes spontaneously.
Mhm.
Zurag,
Hmm?
you find yourself no longer standing on the hills of Noanar's Hold. The lush greenery that surrounded you is now fog-ridden and gray. You stand on a quiet, fog-ridden path cutting through a marsh of some sorts. You can hear the cawing of crows echoing into the silence around you. A crow lands on a sunken tree limb that's been broken off and sinks into the marsh and stares at you with these gleaming black eyes. It caws at you and watches as you walk past it, mindlessly just walking along this path. Your feet barely cutting through the swirling fog at your feet. And eventually a tent appears in the distance. You see a plume of smoke arises from inside. And through the mist, you can see that its flap lays loose as an invitation inside. As you approach the tent, two very large dire wolves appear on each side of this path. They snarl at you and growl and bare fangs, but they stop just short of the path to allow you to pass. And as you do, you enter the tent. And as you do so, you can hear the two wolves clash behind you, tearing into each other, rolling and disappearing into the mist as that tent flap closes. Inside, you see a woman so familiar that it almost stuns you. For you look and you see the visage of your mother. But even as you see your mother and you feel that familiar calm that her presence once brought to you, you know within your entire being that this person is anything but your mother. Welcome. Our meeting has been a long time coming. Sit down. Stay a while. We flash. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so it looks like her, but certainly not her voice.
Yeah, it's not her voice. It's not a voice that you've ever heard, but it's a spitting image of your mother. But everything instinctually is telling you that this is not the woman who gave birth to you. We flash back to the battlefield. Yeah. I'll pause this game. Millie, you are next up in initiative. And you are the first person to react as you see this. A brief second, a little hand motion, and a few clicks. And you watch as Zurag is coup de grace. What goes through Millie's mind at that moment?
So like, and how dramatic, like the giant, like the long, elongated no scream happens in movies. It's gonna be something akin to that at first. Like she's freaking out, and like in her mind, she's like trying to decide, like she's justifying it, right? Like Zurag's really strong. Like he's not dead. He's just knocked out. I've dealt with this before. And like she's like trying to like like the going through like the stages of grief, like she's in like the denial, like bargaining phase, right? She's just like, this isn't really happening, but I need to do something. Knowing that and knowing her current stance and everything else that's in front of her, she's gonna have to be like a little bit strategic with everything, right? So she's gonna start out, because she's too weak to just run up there at the moment, unfortunately. So we're gonna start out with
Disorder
Yeah.
dice.
Really? We're gonna interrupt right now
that's
for disorder dice.
I didn't know if it was the actual turns or not.
Well, let's pause and do these disorder dice. I hope I get all of them.
I hope you don't.
I mean, it could be part of her
Adelaide.
plan too.
And also, last time you were working on trying to make a map so the squares were 5 feet, not 20 feet or whatever they are right now. Aha! Look at that.
That's
They're 10 feet
one
now.
disorder die for us.
Okay. We'll go Millie.
Right. Disorder for our DM.
Okay. Merc.
Here you go, Vader. Woo! It's actually one of us.
Okay. Ressig.
6-1, 6-1,
Correct.
6-1.
Can you get a 6?
A 2.
No, but maybe I can. Nope, but that is a 4. Equal on the board. 3, 3. Alright, thank you for reminding me of that.
I felt really bad.
We haven't had it done eventually, so that's fine. Okay, Millie. Back to what you were saying.
So she's going through the stages of grief right now. She's just like she just instinctually just starts to cry. Like tears just start streaming down her face, and she's trying to tell herself that she needs to be strong right now, but she knows in her heart what's happening. So knowing all of this, she's gonna start out and she's gonna cast. Hang on, I want to double check on the distance on something really quick. No, okay. So she's gonna start heading toward where she needs to get in relation to Zureg and everybody else, because right now she's too far away to really get into the fray of things. She's gonna move 30 feet forward. And she's not gonna be able to make it here in this turn, but she's kinda definitely not a worse for wear. So she's gonna cast Cure Wounds on herself as she makes her way there. Probably at the 4th level, because it's a bad time.
Alright. Glad you do that. Roll me a perception check as well.
Nine. She's very emotionally distraught right now.
Yeah. But I think like through the tears, as you rush up and get even closer, you can see like Zureg slump and hit the ground. And this is like, you've seen people go down before, you've brought people back up from 0, but the way he looks, he just... Did it damage you?
Yeah, I clicked on heal and it damaged me.
I really have no idea why, like what they did to just randomly fuck that up. But if anybody from Foundry or whoever runs this module is watching, fix the healing on the 5e so players stop killing themselves with healing spells.
Okay, so it said minus 22. So I'm assuming that means I was at that, or do we know?
Yeah,
don't
at
know.
22 because you only had 22 health points left.
Okay.
So
So
give
then-
yourself 22 back, and then add 24. So you
That
have
put me at
46.
Next time, try to damage yourself with it and see if it heals you.
Yeah.
It just damages
You know what?
you.
Let's just do that right now. Apply damage. It does.
It did heal her. It healed her. What the fuck?
What?
Okay, we're back to 46. So if you want to heal, damage yourself, and if you want to damage, heal. Got it.
Yeah. Good lord. Yeah, as you get closer, you can see it clear as day. Like, you've seen people down. This is completely different.
So I didn't want to affect my movement, but I wanted to, for dramatic effect, to her to have fallen to her knees for a minute, and just like a pathetic slump.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to have to take half movement to get up.
I wouldn't have done that to you.
Alright, so as she starts to cry, she drops to her knees. And then she realizes that she has to get up and she has to get to him. So she's gonna kind of pick herself up. And then, like, at first, it's kind of gonna be like a walk. Because she's kind of dazed. And then she's gonna realize she needs to rush and she's gonna start to run.
Yeah, the thing, as you rush there and you can see this, like, more in perspective, something inside your chest feels like it shatters, or cracks, rather. And there's a moment where it's just like, this whole image is just frozen for you, black and white. And you feel something start to rumble within you. All right. So you just move and heal yourself.
Yep.
All right. That innate feeling that you feel when you usually cast like your more offensive spells, that like surge of power before you, like, as you build it up and relinquish it, starts to overtake you. And there's a moment, normally when you heal, your eyes flash like with radiant light. But as you're healing, it's not like this isn't, I'm healing to make sure that I can be the healer for somebody else. This is, I'm readying myself for battle. And as you step forward and you see this, it kind of freezes over. There's a presence in the back of your mind that almost alights as if it's been snuffed out for many, many, many years. And there's a small ember that appears. And instead of the yellow radiance of your eyes, they start to flash red.
I also forgot to mention, like, so it's she's in a combination of like just like feeling sheer sadness and then just like absolute rage after seeing a Berserk also get hit.
Yeah. And
I
it's
talked
now
to you about
starting
that
to
before, but I wanted to
absolutely
make sure that I made that apparent.
And it's starting to manifest now. You're starting to see like the grass around you start to move around in like arcs of just like the invisible movement as something is building up within you.
That's gonna be Millie's turn, by the way.
Resig, it's your turn. You are front and center for this. You see this execution go down. And these guys are snarling with fanged maws. There's a raptor harrowing you. And Ifran has walked inside with Adelaide. What do you do?
These are 10-foot squares?
Yep.
Okay. I will shift a little bit. So I can get to about... Yeah, I'm gonna go here. And then the... whatever they are, beast handler. Did one of these guys get hit already?
I don't believe so. Nope, none of them have been hit.
All right. I will go after the one that's to the south. Nope, targeting the wrong one. Down. Oh, first, bonus action. Hill Rune. I will pop that. Get that resistance. Did it actually... Oh, it doesn't reduce it. Okay. And then I'm gonna get to smacking. See if digital dice are gonna fail me today. A 19 to hit on the first attack.
19 will hit.
All right. Plus a D. Jesus, it's been a long time. Is it a 6 or an 8? 6. Wait, when does it go up? Not until later. All right. D6 of extra damage as he just almost like in a frenzy of just rage, she'll rush forward and just start swinging out at these guys that are standing over Zurag in attempts to kind of like shield his body. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. Scratch that. I hit the crit button. That button. That's garbage rolls. So 13 points of piercing damage on the first hit.
Okay.
Second attack, same guy. 13 to hit. Probably not going to hit.
No, it takes the strike from your first blow, but as you try to swing it back around, he hooks it with his spear and just kind of rolls you away from him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to post that again. I'm just trying to remove the charge. But that's it. Action, bonus action, and most of my movement.
Okay, as you strike into this one, and they see that you still have some spunk about you, he is going to release what it has on his back as a bonus action. I'm going to roll for these swarm of velociraptors to come into... Alright, well, could have been better. Okay, so that was his bonus action to do that, and then he's going to, as he pulls his spear up, still dripping with Zurag's blood, he's going to be, he's like, I see you haven't learned any lessons. Fine, let's go. And he's going to spin it around and come at you, barbed spear-like. Two attacks on you. That is a 25 on the first one.
Hits.
And then a 24 on the second one.
Also hits.
Alright, that is 13 points of piercing damage for the first one. And then 9 points, so 22 points piercing damage to you total.
Oh, no. No, 8. 8. 27. Alright, owie.
Okay, bringing us back around to Merc.
Oh, yeah. Alright, time to calm everything down. Nothing bad's happened, obviously. Does Merc see resting?
Yeah, you could see resting.
So to correct Merc's current line of thought, Merc will go from, okay, just need to talk them out of, shit. Yeah, we're gonna kick Bluey 3 into a dash and just ride all the way up. And Merch is gonna get to like here. I think it's like 120 feet. The raptors swing at him on the way through.
Let's see. You're riding on a warhorse, which has 60. And so you dash.
I mean, I guess I
down
could go that
there.
way, but oh yeah, I would get a. It would swing if it wants.
Yeah. There's your warhorse, just in case you. I think it definitely would. It's gonna swipe at the warhorse. An 18 to hit the warhorse.
Oh, I for sure hits the horse. I'll pull up the stats again. Horse.
16 points of piercing damage.
Still alive.
Barely.
Oh, barely. Very barely. Merc will kind of blink in confusion. And he'll just kind of start shouting, "We had an agreement with your master! What's happening?" Because he has no fucking clue what's going on.
I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
Who does that come from? Or is that just...
It's just me being silly. But no, you can but nobody answers you. They just snarl, and you can see Zurag on the ground.
So that was the horse's movement and bonus action, right?
It's action.
Yeah, yeah, action. Yeah. I think... Okay. I'll just make sure. Can Merc still swing? So I don't do a lot of modern combat. Alright.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I guess... Merc will trot back like a step. So he'll be here. The horse still had a little bit of movement. And... yeah. We're gonna bonk the raptor. It's target. Cast. Bonk. We'll miss badly because we're still really confused as he like almost like hesitates. Doesn't put like the full effort into the swing. Second swing will hopefully put more effort into. 14 hit.
You put more effort into the swing this time, seeing what's going on, but the raptor dodges out of the way, and you do not hit it.
Yeah, Merc seems like he's like almost trying to stand up like more on Bluey 3 just to try to even figure out what the fuck's happening. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Cragcat's turn. Was rushing down here. And then it's going to use its action to dash. Alright. Terraclaw Raptor is going to focus on Bluey. It's going to try to bite into him. It's a 23 to hit.
Super hits.
Okay, so Bluey 3 is dead. Causing you to fall to the ground. Roll me an acrobatics.
Let's
Those go well.
I believe in Merc's acrobatics.
I believe in him too.
Ooh.
17 total. That was an 18 on the die for 17.
So you kind of just land and like you know your knees buckle a little bit under the weight of your armor and the sudden like falling down, but you completely stand on your feet as this thing comes at you and tries to swipe across your chest. That's a dirty 20 to hit you.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Uh, 14 points of piercing damage. Okay.
Now it's more sinking in for Merc.
Yep. Okay. Back around to Zurag. You enter into this tent and you are told to sit down by this woman who looks just like your mother, but clearly isn't. What do you do?
I guess you would hesitantly take a seat.
Do you know where you are?
Last thing I remember was just fighting.
You are in the realm between this and between the realm of living and the realm of death. This is where you must come to atone for all that you've done. This is where you must come to grips with your own mortality. She puts down a cup of some liquid in front of you. It's murky and gray, and it bubbles something thick. Inside, you can see little bits of animal bone just floating through. Consume it all.
And then what?
But then we find the truth. We find out who you really are.
Guess he takes a swig.
As you take a swig, it burns almost immediately, as if you swallowed an entire glass of like battery acid. You can feel your throat start to close up and breathing gets very hard and you're choking. And your eyes begin to roll into the back of your head as you claw at your chest and fall to the floor at all fours. You can feel your bones start to shift and snap and pop as they are twisted into different angles than they normally bend into. And you watch as your hind legs shrink and compact into different strands of muscles, and as fibers are formed and different ligaments and joints are formed, you feel yourself transforming. And as you try to let out a scream, the only thing that comes out from your mouth is a loud howl. And we zoom out from inside that tent, hearing that howl, as a pair of eyes opens up in the misty marshes outside in response. It is the beast handler's turn.
Nice music switch. That was smooth.
Thank you. Seeing as Resig has readied their weapon and has gone on the offensive here, they are going to shift over one, and they are going to stab into Resig with the barbed spear. That is a natural 20.
Okay. I'll give you this one.
And then a, thank you, you're so kind. And then a 24 to hit you.
You may have this one.
Okay. Barbed spear. Here's the crit. No exploding die, so that'll be 15 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the regular one will be 11 piercing damage.
Okay. Halved.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna issue a command to the Terror Claw Raptor to attack Merc. That's a 23 to hit you, Merc.
23 will hit.
Vader's rolling hot tonight. We might all die.
21 points of damage.
Mm.
And roll shit under a 20 yet.
That was his action, his bonus action. That is all we're gonna do there. Millie, as you watch as Merc rushes in, Resig brandishes their weapon again. They continue to fight. Already, so much more blood has been added to this battlefield as these beast tamers and these beasts are working in sync with each other. And you feel that burning inside you. And it's almost as if everything you see has flashed to red. And then there's a secondary presence that shows up. And you hear a voice in your head. You are a protector, a healer. You are their guardian. Do not lose sight of who you are. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see.
Okay. 21.
21, as this like pulse of like anger and hatred and greed starts to like flood into you, and all you can start to think is about revenge. And you're watching as you look past Zurag, and you can still see like fading into small little dots at the current moment is Adelaide being led away by Ephraim. You just feel this rage, but then you hear this voice in the back of your head telling you to remember who you are, and you hold on to that for this round. Go ahead and take your turn.
Can I tell if the crag cat is being hostile or not?
It's running right at you. It's coming right for you.
So not with a loving embrace. And I ready. Uh, Shocking grasp if it gets close enough to me.
You sure can. So you're gonna ready an offensive spell?
Yeah. Just basically, it's like it's offensive, but as like a defensive mechanism. Like I'm not
I got you.
intending necessarily to kill it. I just want it to like sit.
I get you. Okay, cool beans. Yeah, so as you see this thing coming at you, you pretty much Chidori, and gather that energy in your hand. Crackles
Because
of
it-
electricity like arc out, and it's kind of like wild. Like it's usually your magic is rather controlled and stuff, but now like as you're holding this, ready, waiting for this thing to come in, it's starting to like arc off and singe bits of the surrounding. You almost find it kind of like volatile and unstable in your hand at the moment.
Concerning.
Hmm.
I don't intend to make this a lethal hit, FYI.
We'll see what happens. All right.
And then she's gonna move forward just a bit. To
Okay.
plan up my spacing. I think here. We're gonna get closer, but we're not like in anybody's face.
All right. Ressig.
With all the craziness going on and seeing that the cat ran away and running around, she'll turn back over her shoulder and yell to Merc, "Protect Millie! We need her!" And then I will continue my assault. Actually, no. Merc attacked the raptor. I'm going to turn on the raptor. Take advantage of ye old advantage rules. Trying to free Merc up to hit. Get the hell out of there. 18 to hit the raptor.
18 hits the raptor.
Right. I wish I could roll better damage. 13 points of damage.
All right.
Second attack.
Smash into this thing. It stumbles to the side, shaking its head, but comes right back up. 21 hits.
Oh, okay.
Good roll.
18 points.
Another smash, probably from the underside. The thing rears back, a couple of its teeth flying, but it settles back down, shakes its head again. Its eyes just dilating a little bit more as it stares angrily at you.
Bonus action. No, I'll save that. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay. All right. The swarm of velociraptors. I'm gonna go after you there, Ressig.
Of course they are.
They're gonna hop up onto you and try to bite you. It's a
No.
22 to hit on the bite.
Yeah, but no. Like it.
Are you taking it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll these separately then. So, 8. 19 points of piercing damage. Did I not loop that?
It messed up.
19. That'd be half to 9.
Okay, and then here comes the first slash with his claws, natural 20.
All right.
$23 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the last claw slash is a dirty 20.
Hits.
14 points of slashing damage.
Alright. Alright.
That,
Owie.
that is that one's turn. This beast handler is going to focus on you as well. It's going to make a it's going to make a whip attack first. Dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
8 points of slashing damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Okay, hold on. I have 4. And you said Dex save.
Yes, please.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw. 17.
Okay, that passes. Then he's going to make a marked spear attack. 21 to hit you. 23 to hit you. Wow. Minimum damage 5 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
Then as a bonus action, I'm going to use Command Beast to have the swarm attack you again.
Alright.
24 to hit you.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Rolling hot.
That's an understatement.
15 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
That'll be the end of that turn. Merc, you are next.
Okay. Let's do some measurements here. That's a good 30-foot spread. Action is going to be Channel Divinity. For Conquering Presence.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure if I can find one that actually gives you the click the button. No. DC is 13.
Wisdom saves.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do my my Terror Claw Raptor first. Is a 14.
14 will pass.
Okay, then I'll do my Swarm. Natural 20.
Natural 20 will pass.
And then the Beast Handler next to the Raptor. 18 on the die.
18 will pass. The cat.
Oh, the cats. The kissy cats. Let's see here. It's got. Well, this isn't technically a spell, but yeah, it's not a spell. So 13.
Yep, 13 is the check.
Okay, so all of them pass.
Oh, I don't think the circle's right because it's 30 feet.
Yeah, these are 10-foot squares.
Okay. Yep, that'll be. I guess Merc will provoke and move up between Millie and the cat.
Okay, you're gonna provoke.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Let's strike out at you with some claws. 24 to hit you.
24 hits.
16 points of piercing damage. I guess.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna keep. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, after taking that hit, I'm just gonna look at Millie and go, "We're gonna die here. Run!"
I like it.
It's bad.
As you say this crag cat leaps onto your back. 19 to hit.
19 hits. Oh, I should have actually bonus action.
7 points of piercing damage as it
What?
bites into your back. All right, Terra Claw Raptor is going to chase its prey down. Gonna have it move out. So, Restig, you may take a opportunity attack if you wish.
I will save it. I have too many other reaction things.
Okay, so this thing moves 10, 20. It gets to do its pounce. So I'm going to try and strike out a Merc. That's 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Okay, so this is with its claw. I'm rolling so hot over here, guys. That's not good.
It's gonna be a short game.
What's it? Math. I'm mathing. 20 points of piercing damage, and then I need a strength saving throw.
Sure. Natural 20 for what it's worth.
Not knocked down to the ground, so this thing tries to bite you on the other side. And it 14 to hit you.
Does not hit.
Misses. Alright. Back around to Zurag. As your bones finish settling into their new position, your eyes flash with a predatory enhanced sense. Suddenly, you're able to see right through the mist. You can smell everything. You can hear the smallest amount of movement on the inside. The woman steps up to you and grabs both sides of your faces, bringing it right up to hers. And you now notice that your snout has elongated into that of a wolf. And you can see that you are covered head to toe in thick, bushy hair, or fur rather. You must hunt for your true identity, for it is something that you've battled with for many, many years. Kill the one you do not wish to be, and allow yourself to be consumed by the one you do. Complete the cycle. Find your place. And she shoves you out the door where you clawed out on 4-pawed feet. Give me a perception check.
11.
You smell blood in the air. 2 different sources. But they seem to be muddled, as if they blend together. And as you're stepping forward, sniffing the ground, your foot, or your paw rather, settles into a pool of mixed blood. One of them a crimson red, the other one a more sickly green. And you see that even the 2 blood types themselves seem to combat each other, vying to fight over who exists more. You can see the blood cells stretching out, overtaking each other one by one, as if a small little molecular battle is going on between the 2 blood types here. And then you hear a rustling in the woods and snarling in the distance, and it snaps your attention to him, and you begin to take off, rushing towards this sound. Got back over to the beast handler's turn. Not so smooth on the transition there. Beast handler here. Just going to continue attacking. Look around you. Your friends are all failing. The message has been passed. Do you want more of you to die here? I give you this one chance. Drop your weapons. Go back to your hold. We have no use for you any further.
Resic is a giant-sized creature at the moment. He's gonna look down at this guy and spit on his face. Big giant, just
He's all
whole face.
So be it. Here we go. Striking into Resic. Ooh, only a 12 to hit on the whip.
Miss.
Goes for your legs, and you jump over it. Tries to come at you as you come down with the spear, and 24.
That'll hit.
10 points of piercing damage.
All right.
All right. That was 2 attacks as a bonus action. I'm going to command the Terraclaw Raptor to take a bite out of Merc. Probably miss. Yep, 14 to hit you, Merc.
14 will miss.
Okay. Millie, back around to you.
Millie is gonna drop the electricity in her hand, kind of a little bit fearful of how much it's sprung out. And take that.
Roll me a con save real quick.
Tends to take that voice's words to heart a little bit more.
Yeah,
26.
absolutely. Just like you said, you take that voice to heart a little bit more, letting the electricity calm down, and it crackles, leaving like a tingling feeling in your hand as you disperse the magic. But you see here 2 enemies and Merc not looking good, pleading for you to run. What do you do?
Millie is going to use her her, standard protective nature. 'Cause she doesn't want to see anyone else of her party get hurt. And she's going to twin spell upcast Cure Wounds. She's going to hit Merc with one of them. And then she's going to hit Ressig with the other after she moves.
Okay.
Basically, tag. You're it. And then she's going to walk around. Oh, wait. Control. No, hold. I don't know. She's going to move this way. And then touch Ressig with her hand. And then basically say, we don't want any more bloodshed. I don't want any more bloodshed. Very specifically, me.
Alright. So Millie casts a sealing spell, ignoring that the flood of rage and hatred, listening to that voice. Your eyes are starting to now flash more radiantly than they are with this red light for anybody who could see you. But something still within you is building up energy, so to speak. As you move over, as Ressig, it's your turn.
All right. I will start with my bonus action first. Because I'm going to second wind. Let's see. Will it actually roll? Anything. Hey, that's a 5. It's not a 1. Alright, so
That's a new number. A whole new world.
yeah.
Whole new world.
I'm not used to seeing that number on a 10. What is this weird number? All right, there we go. Getting better. And then hearing Millie say that she doesn't want any more bloodshed. Would it be a free action to pick up Zurag's axe?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna reach down, grab the axe, reach into a pouch on the side, pull out a set of pipes, and just play. It's like, was it is it Mayan death whistle? Or the Incan death whistle?
The Aztec. Yeah.
The Aztec, yeah.
Yeah.
And just let it rip. This horrible screeching noise, obviously keeping my friends up. Why did it give me a 40-foot template? Anyway, yeah. Just this screeching noise as he uses the pipes of haunting.
All right. Wisdom saving throws.
Dash please. DC 15. And obviously keeping my allies to automatically succeed.
Okay, I will start with the beast handler to your north. Wisdom saving throw. That's only a 12.
Fail.
Okay.
How's
then
my save better
Terraclaw
than
Raptor.
Merc's, by the way? On this
I
item.
believe the item has a better.
13 for the
Fail.
Terraclaw Raptor. The Swarm. 13.
Fail.
And then the other Beast Handler. 14. Wait, let me double check that. Yeah, 14. And then the cat. Probably failed. A 9 for the cat. So yeah.
All fail. Every last one of them fails. They're frightened for 1 minute or until they pass the save at the end of each of their turns.
Oh, they're not surprised.
I always forget I have that damn thing.
Okay.
Should totally give those to the conquest paladin. I could really use those damn things.
Are you proficient in a wind instrument? I think that's the only
Oh, I'll
reason why I
learn.
have them, because I am. I think nobody else is.
Oh, that's so brutal. I want.
Okay. Well, cool fucking turn. You blow into these pipes like a death whistle, and it echoes out, instilling fear into all of these creatures. Okay. So they do not need to flee from you, but they are frightened from you.
Mm-hmm. So disadvantage. And can't move towards me.
Oh shit. My swarm cannot be frightened.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But everything
That's-
else should be. Yeah, everything else is fine. Well, it is the swarm's turn. I'm just gonna have it continue fighting you, Rusty.
Okay.
17 on the first hit.
Miss.
$21 on the second hit.
Hits.
$11 points of slashing damage.
Right. Have 5.
And then a miss on the last attack. Okay. That's its turn. It's gonna be Beast Handler. I ain't afraid of no freaking woman in her pipes. Gonna whip you for a 18 to hit you.
So disadvantage?
Yeah, but he's also got a. He's got advantage with everybody, so it
Okay.
cancels out.
Okay, yeah, 18 just hits.
Okay, so here goes a minimum damage, 5 points of slashing damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, let me put in the damage. Excuse me. 18.
That will pass. So then he will make a barbed spear attack and miss with that one with a 2 on the die.
All right.
As his bonus action, he will have the swarm attack you again. But I don't think I'm gonna hit you with a 17.
Miss.
Alrighty. Merc,
Hi.
you've been
Well.
healed.
One thing is threatening Millie, so we're gonna swing at that. Bonk. I will channel divinity to give it +10 before you answer.
Okay.
That just screams it out. Click that button. We will divine smite at a level 2. They're not fiendish raptors, are they?
Nope.
Okay. Here's the divine smite
They
damage.
are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And here is the damage. That'll be 21 total.
Okay. Still standing. Still looking decent.
Alright.
But bloody.
Swing number 2. Devil? Normal. 18?
You mean 26? Yes.
26? 18 was the roll on the die for our listeners at home. Clearly meant for them. We're gonna pump another second level into it because this is a desperate situation. And normal hit says that'll be 18 points of damage total.
Alright. On death's door, but still standing. Still very much a problem.
Bonus action. We will Shield of Faith Rest.
Thank you.
And
Plus
that
2
will
bonus.
be his turn.
Okay. I'm gonna Crag Claw you to death.
It's frightened, right?
Yes, it is.
I am a Conquest Paladin. I need a double check.
You are Conquest Paladin.
Aura of Conquest. That's be frightened of me. Damn it! Alright, never mind. Continue.
Alright. Here goes. Claw. Does a 15 hit you? No.
It does not.
No freaking way. Okay. Terror Claw Raptor. Sees Millie make a move. Gets struck by Merc.
Pretty heavily.
Pretty heavily. 2 reasons to go after the both of you. I'm going to roll a d6. 1 through 3 would be Millie. 4 through 6 would be Merc. And I'm going to roll twice.
Can I add an order die to your result?
No.
Sometimes you gotta hustle.
I appreciate the hustle. Alright. So I rolled twice, and I was going to take the higher to focus on Merc, and I rolled 2 6s. So I'm going to... This thing turns away and strikes out at the one that is fighting him, or just struck him.
We'll have advantage, so it will cancel out.
Yeah. See, this is where, like, facing comes into play. Because frightened is like if you are within sight of this thing.
Oh, it's line of sight, which is what makes it
and it's
important.
currently not. It's currently not looking at Resig. Give me an intimidation check there, Resig.
Coming at you. If I could get my cursor to work. Intimidation. Wait, let me check something.
Yeah, I'll say DC 15. If you roll 15 or higher, it'll roll flat. If not, it'll roll at advantage because it's turned away from you.
I never remember what I have advantage on from the ruins. Nope, it's insight, not intimidation. All right, I lost my intimidation when I lost my disfiguring scar. That's a 6.
Okay, so normal here. I'm going to strike you twice with the claws.
Let's do it.
21 to hit on the first one.
21 hits.
That is 11 points of piercing damage, and then a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
$21 points of piercing.
Alright.
Alright, that was that guy's turn.
Well, that spell was. Hey, still up. Hell yeah.
Still up.
Just.
Alrighty. Test.
Just. Just what you needed to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it twice, right?
Yep.
Okay. Back over to Zurag. As you hear this rustling, this loud growling seems to echo and get louder and louder the closer you get. As you come through the bushes, you see those two large dire wolves fighting each other. And you see now that one has like very almost like bluish but gray fur, and the other one seems to be more like black, and they're snarling and clashing and mashing into each other, and you're watching as blood is being spilled from both of them. You see that the bluish silver one seems to emit the normal crimson colored blood, while the black one seems to spread this almost greenish looking blood. You hear a voice inside your head telling you to choose to kill who you do not want to be, and to be consumed by who you do want to be. There's a moment where you sense your opening. What choice do you make?
Also, inside you are two wolves.
Inside you are two wolves, and they both like turtles.
Well, then neither of them deserves to die.
Take the third option.
Yeah, save them both. Does he get the sense that? I mean, they're both just tearing into each other, but like, does he get the sense that one is good and one is evil, or anything like that, or?
They give off no sense
Nothing.
of any type of alignment. There's complete neutrality amongst the two of them. As you continue to watch this fight and watch them thrashing about, tossing each other, swirling up all the mist, you start to see the ground become uncovered, and it causes you to look down, and at your feet is no longer the marshland, but the remnants of thousands upon thousands of wolf-like skeletons that now litter this background. And as you watch the wolves clash with each other, they're no longer taking the shape of wolves, and you watch as they shift. They both look exactly like you, but one is more orcish in nature, feral and rampant with its rage. The other one is an Uthgard warrior, more methodical and just as ferocious, but seems to be choosing its strikes versus just going in barreling all out like the other wolf. There are clashes as you watch these now versions of yourself clash, and a big impact of wind jets out, and you see that those skeletons all along your feet are no longer wolf-like, but they are skeletons of your former past selves, and they litter at your feet. And you see, as you look down, you're no longer a wolf yourself. You look at your hands, they are as they were in life, but they seem to be fading, becoming more skeletal. If you do not choose, you will remain here for an eternity. Next turn. Think about who you choose and send me a little private DM there.
All right.
And we'll get you on your next turn here. Back to the battle. Beast Tamer, hearing this whistle, feeling frightened, but is going to keep the fact that they have the numbers on their side as a point to keep fighting. Just give up! And he's gonna whip at you and miss with a 15 with the whip. Resig. 14 rather.
Excellent.
And then another miss from the spear. He's not having as much conviction in his strikes as he has in his words. It's just the fact that he's not alone here that has him staying here.
His whole face is
Millie.
covered in spit too. Just
Yeah, just fucking covered. Huge loogie. Just like, that was gross.
Can I have you look
Ah.
at DM group?
Ooh, DMs have been sent.
I need Vader to answer something before I do my next turn.
At the start of your turn, give me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
As you feel that flare of hatred and greed and rage build up.
24.
Every pulse of that feeling, and you like your eyes go from radiant to to fiery. You feel this energy building up within you. Every time that gets close to almost taking over you, you hear that voice, a familiar yet strange voice, whispering into the back of your head. That is not who you are. You are sworn to protect those who cannot protect themselves against this force. Do not let it overtake you. You are stronger than that. Show them how much stronger you can be.
Can you remind me how the disengage action works?
You just say, I disengage.
And then, like, they can't do a retaliation attack? And anything else that I walk by can't do a retaliation attack? Or... I can't remember.
You do not provoke for the turn.
Okay.
your whole turn, you can do not provoke.
So...
Feel that 3-5 brain.
It was what I was gonna do, but it's good. It's for the better. Alright, so, Millie is going to disengage. And she is going to then, move forward. And get up next to Zureg.
Okay. Do you say anything to Resig as like, cause you'll have to move through their square? you say
Can I
anything?
do that? Right? Because he's big?
Yeah.
Okay. Resig, I want to get to Zurag. Watch out. I'm gonna go through.
Do what you can. Don't die.
Do my best. And then she's gonna bend down and check to see if her suspicions are gonna be confirmed. She's gonna check for breathing and his pulse.
Yeah. As you put your hand right up to his neck to check his pulse, your hand immediately is just covered in red. He's lost so much blood. There's no way. You don't even need to check for breathing.
She's basically just doing it to try to like keep in that denial phase. So she's like, it's gonna be okay.
I think
she's like
I think
crying.
this shatters
she's telling
that
herself.
denial. This shatters that denial phase, and it's all too real.
We moved.
and you feel that like that pulse again as it hits you, and this time it almost kind of staggers you. Next round, you'll do it with you'll do that con save with disadvantage. But you're there. You slide underneath Resig, who was just sitting there, just swinging around at these people, dodging all these blades and whips. It's just a fury of movement as we go around to Resig.
All right. The guy who's directly to the north of me, I think he needs to get hit a few times. So I will swing away at him.
You put some glasses on. You would have hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Pickaxe is coming down right at the bridge of the nose.
Take off
My
your glasses and
glasses.
hit him with them.
Oh, god damn it. 11.
11 does not hit.
Second attack. Come on, something. That's better.
That'll hit.
Alright. No, frightened I don't get advantage. They just have disadvantage, right? Correct.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. For frightened, yeah.
Oh my god. 11 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Garbage rolls on my turns. But I got nothing to use for a bonus action. So I just stand there, shield up, looming over this guy.
Oh. I did not pass my wisdom save for him to not be frightened anymore, so he still is frightened.
Okay.
Swarm of velociraptors, though, ain't frightened. And they're gonna keep going after you. Get him, you. That is a 23 to hit.
Will hit.
All right. 16. 20 points of piercing.
Owie.
Two
That hurts.
slashes. A dirty 20 to hit you.
With Shield of Faith, that just hits.
12 points of slashing damage.
Right.
And then a 19 to hit you, which will miss. Okay. It's gonna be the beast handler's turn. That's right next to him. He is still frightened,
Mm-hmm.
but again has the numbers and, quite frankly, the health to keep doing this. So whip. That's a 21 to hit you on the whip.
Hits.
Whip. Gotcha. That's 8 points of whip damage. And then I need a dexterity saving throw.
16.
16 passes. And then a barbed spear. 19 misses.
Misses.
Okay, then as a bonus action, I'm going to have the swarm make another strike at you. And that's 2 2s. So, miss. Merc. Cat and raptor.
Two friends, obviously. Good friends.
Two friends. One of them is on death's door. The other one needs some more persuading.
All right, let's try to go to sleep the raptor. I'm gonna use an order die because I don't like missing anymore. That seems about right. 16 total.
Mhm.
Without that order die, you would have missed. You just hit.
Oh.
Something special.
9 points of damage.
Still standing, but even closer to death's door.
Second
He's
verse, same as the first, including the
losing,
order
Nick.
die. With the order die.
Oh, yeah.
Natural no. Of course. Fucking course. It has 1 HP or something, right?
You still get
There's-
the
There's
DA
cleave
points.
damage though. You get badass
Oh, yeah,
points
smite.
and
Yeah.
cleave damage.
We're throwing a smite into this because I am a paladin. I finally got to do it. It will only be a level 1 smite. Plus 2d8. Here's the radiant. And here is this.
2.
That'll be 49 points of damage total, and I will cleave.
You will.
Add 49 points to your BA.
Now here's the part where you might hate me, and I gotta decide if I want you to hate me or not. Because technically your Divine Smite would have been on the Terraclaw Raptor and not the cat, so your slashing damage, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna allow it all to transfer because this is extenuating circumstances.
Oh, as long as you didn't take the badass points from me, I would have cried if you were
No.
like, oh yeah, you only get as much HP as you dealt in badass points. I'd have actively just been like, no, Vader, please.
I think in this circumstance, I'm gonna allow the Divine Smite to carry over as well, and you crush the Terraclaw Raptor and the cat.
Fuck yeah.
So much force, he just moves
All
the
this
Terraclaw
fight-
Raptor as he's going to hit the cat and hits him with both.
All this fighting.
Yeah,
and
imagine
that's the
the-
first thing to die in round like 6 that we're in.
Yeah, like imagine like Merc hits it so hard that the raptor just keeps going, and then just slams the raptor into the cat's face, and there's like a black gauntlet that just punches the back of the hammer again, and that's the smite damage.
Oh yeah, sick.
And then Merc is going to bravely and stupidly let's see how we can move this right. Well, no, we move right here. He's gonna run up and menace this guy menacingly.
Okay, he's just standing there, menacingly.
Do I have any bonus actions?
You're a
Wait.
paladin. No, you don't.
Like the archer just slaps in the face that don't actually do any damage. Just, what are you doing?
Quit it.
Yeah, I don't. I was
Okay.
like, anything to get 10 feet closer to Millie, I'd have taken.
Okay. Let us go back to Gurk. Turag. As you stand there watching your two separate selves, your orcish self as well as your Uthgard self, clash, it is ferocious. It is like every battle that you've witnessed between the two over your time as an Uthgard tribesperson. It's been a long time since you've seen this type of fighting, but it has been made more relevant here in the past week or so of your travels. Just how much that war continues on. And just like it continues on the outside, it seems to be burning just as bright on the inside of you as these two vie for power. You stand there with a choice to make. What do you do?
If he sees a point where, say, they're both rearing back to make a strike, he's going to try to interject and stop both of the weapons with one in each hand.
Okay. You rush out. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Interposing yourself between these two hulking forms as they smash down on each other. Axe against axe.
19.
And you step out, holding your hands out, and there is an impact that has an inverse effect rather than an expelling force. It seems to suck all the air in, and then you are blown backwards. As you see, you're now sitting inside the tent again. Peculiar. I've not seen such a choice be made. Perhaps you are different. Perhaps your path has not been set yet. But you still carry the chains that bind your spirit, and they must be broken, severed from your soul. Only then may you truly absorb and become what you must be. If you do not follow this path, you will certainly die. This woman crouches down to you, and now you see that she's really tall. Much taller than your mother was. And as she crouches down, she still seems to double your height. She puts a hand on your chest, and there is a searing feeling, and you arch back as your eyes roll, and these different burial mounds begin to appear and reveal themselves to you. Buried in each of these ceremonial burial grounds is a fragment of a dagger. A dagger split amongst the tribes which were once unified. A dagger, should it come into the possession of a tyrant, would spell the end of your kind. The Uthgard will fade. They will die, and their names will be lost. Your name will be lost. You must find the fragments of this dagger. Perform a ceremonial rite, and pierce the heart of what holds you back. You say anything?
Trying to think. I'm writing all that down too. I guess he's maybe a little bit confused. Like, what am I supposed to kill?
You will know that when the time is right. But as she says that, she kind of like lingers her hand on your chest for a moment, looking down at it, and then back up at you before she stands up. All right. Switching back over to the fight. To the firefight. Okay. Things have changed. Now these two beast handlers and a swarm. They're currently afraid. This one is going to disengage. And begin making its way back to the encampment. The rest of them look like they're planning to do so themselves. So I will ask those here within range, do you let them go? Or do you continue the fight and chase after them?
Millie's wrist deep in blood. That's what she's focused on.
Vresic, seeing the one run away, but knowing the other two still have to leave, Vresic will stay put and hit the beast handler, but won't pursue.
Merc
So-
will, if he can, call out. If it's allowed. Flee now with your lives. And that's it. He's just telling them, if you go, you will let them go. We have other shit to do.
Here's what I'll say. If you guys are telling them to fuck off and letting them do so, we can end combat right here. They look like they're ready to go. But if you're gonna continue to strike, that might change.
Get in combat, but not initiative. I have things to do. I need my turns.
Yeah, basically not pursuing. But that's the thing. If they stay to fight, he'll fight. But if they're running, he's going to let them go. Or she.
Okay, well they look like they're gonna run. So I'm gonna drop initiative here. Alright, let me
How is that gonna play out for me?
I don't think he's taking away your chance to revivify.
Yeah, your turn is next. So
Okay. Just making sure.
Let him go.
I have
Let
priority.
him fly away.
I hold priority? Counterspell?
If you did that, you just have to come back as a half orc paladin or something else. So I can just hand this axe off to somebody else.
okay, so I'm going to end
His brother's
combat
good.
here. These guys are now rushing back, clicking for the swarm to come with them as they rush back into the encampment. Millie, you stand there. Well, now you're kneeled down next to Zurek's body, and it is cold and lifeless. What do you do?
Millie is going to
First,
Hmm.
Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
get a +1 because Merc's there?
19 with +1.
There's a moment where you're watching these creatures flee, and you feel that spike, almost like a nail being driven into your heart, just fueling rage. But as like you lift your hand to cast like an offensive spell, almost against your will, you can see out of the corner of your eyes, which are almost blurred with tears, you see the blood dripping from your hands. And you watch as, like, almost in slow motion, that drop of red falls and it splatters onto Zurag's cheek. And you fight through that urge. What do you do?
She's gonna reach over to her pouch, take it, and take out a rather sizable diamond out of her bag, and she's gonna kind of just gently take her hand, touching Zurag's face, and like kind of like wipe blood drip that she put there away, and says like, "Don't worry, buddy, I got you." Essentially, like, I'm not letting you leave me this early. And she's gonna cast Revivify. And I don't remember what you said we were doing with it, but I'll probably end up using an order die. And basically Millie is just like, I'm gonna rip your screaming soul back from hell if I have to.
Alright. Kind of wants a little bit more.
Trying. She'll be talking to herself the whole time she's casting. Like after she gets the verbal component out, like that. Like, you know how like your mouth moves, and like you can say things, but you're thinking something in the back of your mind the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be what she's gonna be doing. And do I just roll with hit this as is, or because it popped up for me to roll the thing? Do I roll a d20?
Yes. Yes, using your spellcasting modifier.
This is why I didn't want to roll. I have inspiration.
worries.
Do I use that?
Yes, and you throw your order die. You did declare your order die.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I used it the one time before. And then we say I would get my spell modifier too.
Yes.
So I didn't add that in, so that's an extra 4. So that's 15 without doing inspo. Do it, and then inspiration would just be re-rolling the 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that. I have another one.
While you're at it,
Okay.
okay.
We'll just delete that.
Highest was the 7. So
Do I need it or no?
No, you're fine.
So she's gonna cast the verbal component, and in the back of her mind the entire time that, you know, she's saying what she needs to say. She's thinking like, it hasn't really been all that long in comparison to, you know, what our lives are or what they will be. But I've been through so much with every one of you. You've saved me from near-death experiences countless times, and I've done everything I can to keep each and every one of you here with me. And then we've been through, you know, our long journey through Nightstone, through, like, golden fields. So she'll start like kind of like thinking, through all of these different places, all of these different moments, like when we got separated, and when we brought Merc and Ressig back, and we came back, and I was just so happy to see each and every one of us was still here. And now we're here, and our souls have been essentially linked to this area, and our fates, and everything that we've been through, and everything that we're still going through. You have so much to live for. We all do. Your tribe needs you. We need you. I need you. And she's like, please come back to us. And she casts.
As your eyes are closed and you're talking essentially to Zurag and into the ether, you can feel coldness building up around you, and as you kind of look down, you see that his body is semi confiscated by this mist, and you look around and you can see this hut standing before you, and there's this woman standing at the front of this hut looking down. She's incredibly tall but incredibly beautiful. If Zurag was conscious there, he would tell you that is the visage of his mother, but we'll save that for later. But she just stares at you with these cold and knowing eyes. You do know with what forces you toil with, child. Do you not?
I do. And
Life and death is not a plaything. There are consequences to upsetting the balance. Death comes for all, even if you don't want it to. Are you willing to accept these consequences?
wholeheartedly. I can't lose someone else.
I see. Well, I fear before your journey is done, you may face such a decision as this again, and you may find that the choice might not be so easy. This one has much work to do. So take him. And then like suddenly with like a blink, she's right next to you, kind of touching your hair. And you watch as like a wisp of it turns white from the root all the way down to the tip. But this magic of yours, it costs heavily. And then she stands up. And she kind of just flicks her fingers back a bit. And you feel yourself being pulled backwards with Zurag. And the mist envelop you. And then darkness. And then suddenly out in the material plane here, your eyes open up wide and flash radiance, and suddenly a pillar of light exudes from you and flashes up into the sky, parting any clouds that it pierces through as it flies towards the heavens. And Ressig and Merc, you watch as a radiant sheen envelopes Millie as a pair of angel wings appear from her back and flutter outward, vast and beautiful. Her eyes are fluttering as magic courses from her hand into the diamond, spreading through Zurag's body as the diamond is starting to slowly diminish in size. And it's just this flash of tendrils of this energy that are pouring into Zurag from Millie. And then Millie, you feel that sudden like sharp heartbeat and one of your wings burns, catches a flame, and smolders and singes until you only have one left, and you falter. Your magic starts to flicker. The pillar of light starts to flicker a bit, and you feel yourself losing grasp on that spell. Excuse me. But with one last defiant push, that's voice echoing in your head that this magic costs heavily. You push, and as your last bit of your angel wings diminish, you look down and there's just a small amount of this diamond left. But Zurag takes a deep breath in as he comes to consciousness.
She's gonna kind of go down for a hug and try to be gentle as possible to not hurt him further. She's like, "Don't you ever do that to me again."
Ressig will kneel down and he'll set the axe on Zorak.
Blade first kills him.
Next to him, how about that?
Right in his
Wait until
hand.
he's on his
Yeah,
feet.
Resting trips, guillotine, Zurag's head right up.
Millie, can you do the spell again? You have another diamond.
Got what's left. I don't know how much that evaluates to right now, but I've got what's left.
Roll me
Over, though.
roll me an Arcana check.
$16.
All right. With your ability to control this, minus your kind of cutting it by the teeth roll there, I'll say that you have a diamond worth 150 gold left.
50. So that puts me at 175 with the dust I already had. Nice.
And Rething was saying something. I did make a joke.
Yeah.
I was just saying that the fight's not over yet. Adelaide's still there. But I think we need to get the people of the town in the keep. We can't leave it like this. But I'm afraid that if we do something, the townspeople might suffer.
What happened? Murky's just like, battle.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is Zureg even conscious?
Yeah, you are with 1 HP.
I'll give it a minute, but I intend to cast a healing spell. But we just got through a big thing.
Did they... Zurag, I know you're hurt, but did they kill Adelaide? Where is she?
They took her.
And... Murk will ask me to slump down at this point. He just sits...
Does Merc at this point realize that Zurag was dead for a while there, and Millie had to bring him back?
I believe the angel wings and the lights from the heavens
Just making
cued him
sure.
in just a hair.
Much different healing magic going on there. So.
Just making sure.
Well, he has Adelaide, and seeing as 2 of his bruisers and 1 raptor almost killed us, I don't see us storming the camp for her.
It's early-ish morning. Yeah. I think we can't leave her in there. She's one of us. We have to do something.
I could maybe argue for a stay of execution as a member of the Zentrum.
So Millie will kind of come up from Zurag, and she'll be like, "They killed Zurag," and then like everything that's happened, it just like we can't go in right now. Like look at him, he's still wounded, and then she'll do her cure wounds at the 3rd level. He's still wounded.
I'm not saying we go in and fight them. That would get us killed. I'm saying one
I'm
of
not
us has
saying
to
fight
go
him
in
either.
and engage in diplomacy.
I'm not saying he would go in and fight either. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I trust them to not be hostile.
Adelaide tried to leave. And she tried to get him to promise to not hurt us anymore. She left as soon as he was gone. They tore Zurag apart. Diplomacy
And
was not an option.
if Ren had just agreed to this, there was no other threats, nothing else.
That bastard lied to us.
He said that if we dropped our weapons, he'd leave. Zurag dropped his weapon and died for it. Quick reminder of the keep itself. Ground floor of the keep, are the walls all intact? I see there's like a crumbly bit, but is that the tower? And like, yeah, that piece there.
Yeah, it's part of the turret is
So it's
been destroyed.
upper story. Okay, but the ground floor
Yeah.
walls are pretty much intact.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to. Well, we're all wounded, but we have to do something.
Go gather the townsfolk in the keep. I will go speak to your friend. He is not going to kill another member of the Zentrum in cold blood.
I don't know. Well, I guess technically he didn't see you in the fight. Well, his minions did, but he didn't see you.
I mean, it probably didn't help you all that he didn't see me.
I think he would have done it regardless. I do not agree with you going in there to try and make deals with this monster. But we have to do something to get Adelaide back.
I doubt I'll get her Adelaide back, but getting Adelaide not executed today is a victory in itself.
If he just wanted to execute her, why didn't he kill her on the spot?
That's a good point, and figuring that out would help us in the long run.
Do you intend to go by yourself?
I think bringing others could endanger them. No offense, Ressig. He doesn't like you much already, so I don't think that would get me far in negotiations.
For some
And
reason, people seem to think less of this. I mean, I try to be polite, but I don't know. They don't take me seriously. Never took me seriously when I was 3 feet tall either.
Merc will look Ressig in the eyes like very seriously, and he'll go, Ressig, I trust you with the citizens. Get them safe.
I can do that. Hopefully they listen to me at least. And I'll pat Zurag on the shoulder. I will cast Long Strider on myself and just book it to the town and just basically go door to door. Like, by order of the Hunt Lords, get your ass to the keep now.
Okay.
So, but just
First he's
increases
gonna
my
lay on hands
movement by
himself.
10 feet per round. Just to get a little faster.
Well, I think while you guys are dealing with that, we'll cut over inside the encampment with Adelaide and Ephraim. Adelaide, you are brought into the main hut where Ephraim resides, and as he pulls you in there, he kind of shoves you hard up against the table. You go to sit up, and you can feel his hand on your neck, around the back of your neck, as he reaches forward with another hand and a collar of sorts that have 4 barbs that stick into your skin as he tightens it rather crassly. And then he picks you up and tosses you into a cell and closes the door. Why do you continue to be such a thorn in my side, Adelaide?
She doesn't say anything. She just stares at him. She says, leave my friends be. You have me now.
That I do. Could have been so much easier. You know this, right?
There's never an easy way with you people.
Well, you seem to find an easy way for a while. But when I was made privy of your doings, instead of taking up for your misdeeds, you ran. You could have been more like Randall. At least he had the bravery to stick up for what he had done, to stand trial.
Hearing her friend's name, what did you do to him?
I'm afraid that he is no longer any concern of yours. We're good friends, him and I. See, he believes you abandoned him, left him for dead, taking all that you stole from me for yourself. And with good behavior, he has been a very valuable asset to me. He goes over to a cage that's been covered and he pulls it off, and you can see Randall sitting there, scarred and beaten and malnourished. I've needed a prey simulation for my raptors. Something to keep them fresh on their toes. He's been a very, very good demonstration partner. Isn't that right, Randall? He kicks the cage, and there's just no response, just a little like a whimpering cry. You see he wears the same kind of like choker on him.
Adelaide's gonna yell out, Randall! My friend! Are you okay?
He looks up at you, and it strains him to do so. And as you look into his eyes, he's just staring into that of like the shell of the Randall that you once knew. Any of that joyous like light behind his youthful eyes has just vanished. And he looks almost even more sad to see you.
She's
Isn't
gonna
this a lovely reunion?
look at Ephraim and just stares at him. She doesn't say anything. You could see that she's kind of furious but disappointed at the same time. And she regrets that that this happened to them, and she's kind of a part of. She was most of the part of the problem, that her friend is in pain, and um, she just shuts up. She doesn't say anything.
Where is my money, Adelaide?
She just stares at him and she goes, I don't have any money for you. Do I look like I have any money on me?
No, you don't. So I suppose that brings us to a bit of an impasse. Because if you can't pay me back, then I don't really feel like I have much use for you. I already have Randall here as a chew toy. Perhaps he's run his course. That's it. That's what I'll do. My next demonstration will be the end of Randall, and you can take his place. A chew toy for my raptors. Yes. You will pay me back in blood, if you will not pay me back in coin.
Leave this town, and I will do whatever you want me to do.
I do believe your fellow hunt lords owe me a hunt. No, I don't think I'm done with this town quite yet.
You said if I come with you, you will leave them alone.
And I will.
Leave.
I do not mean to harm them. Yet. But I imagine that they will have a bone to pick with me. And I look forward to finally being able to do business on a more of a level, honest playing ground. So maybe the next time they bring themselves in front of me, they'll do so honestly and not trying to trick their way around your debt.
And she laughs. Honest? You, an honest man? What a joke.
I have been nothing but honest. Those who do business with me know the rules of doing so up front. I hide nothing from those who I do business with. I do not like to be indirect. It is those who choose to try and cheat me out of what is rightfully owed to me that are dishonest. Those that steal from me and then have me chasing them across continents. Those are the ones that are dishonest. Your friends coming in here, skirting around the truth, lying, saying that you are not here. That is dishonest. And your defying nature out there, well, that should only sit as a lesson that you're going to get your friends killed. Look what you did to Randall. All because he was friends with you.
Well, now you have me. You can take all you need from me. Leave my friends alone.
Right.
I will
We'll
be your
see.
chew toy or whatever the hell you want it to be.
Oh. You will. But we must wait to see what your friends have to say in response. Do you think they're mad at you? After all, your actions did get your friend killed. Do you not take any blame for what has transpired? Do you not take any responsibility? Or are you that heartless?
Hearing that I got my friend killed. What friend did you kill? Did you do something to my other friends?
I told you, if you healed him, I would kill the both of you.
Then why
You're
didn't you
lucky
kill
you're
me?
What would that give me? A dead dwarf.
What gives you killing my friend doesn't give you anything anyway?
It gives me the satisfaction knowing that my word has gone across. My threats are more than just words, and I will carry them out. Should you wish to be defying in the future.
This is probably why you don't have any friends. You only have servants. You don't know what friendship means. As I said, you have me now. This is what you came for.
Right.
Take me and go. I would not underestimate my friends either. I'm just warning you right now. You might want to leave.
Oh. And you think them foolish enough to try and attack me here?
I have asked them not to. I have told them to leave it alone. I don't know what my friends will do. But if I know my friends, they will do something. And you will regret whatever you plan to do. This is why I tell you, This is why you don't have any friends and you don't know what friendship means. And she just like crosses her hands and arms, and she just looks away and just shuts down.
Well, I wonder if they'll find you worthy of that friendship, worthy enough to storm this area. After all, it is your fault that the orc is dead. Maybe they'll leave you here to rot, and I'll be able to leave with no incident. Or maybe they'll be foolish and try to come fight for you. And you can watch as they're all systematically torn apart, bit by bit, in my Colosseum. Maybe I'll even have you be the one that tears them apart. And you feel that collar start to like push into your neck and almost like force you into like an animalistic rage. And then he like lessens up on his control on it. I have waited a long time to have you in my clutches. You're not going anywhere. Your friends would do well to leave you here, or they will suffer the same fate as your orc friend.
She doesn't say anything.
All right. We cut from there as Ifran walks out of the hut, leaving Adelaide merely feet away from Randall, who is crumpled in his cell.
And as soon as Ifrin leaves, she kind of falls down and starts crying. This collar, does it prevent her from doing any magic or
You try
casting
to
spells and
cast.
stuff?
You try to cast any type of magic, and it seems to have no effect.
Okay.
In fact, as you cast a spell, there's like a shock that goes through your body, and you take 10 points of lightning damage.
Because I probably would have tried to do some healing on Randall.
Yeah.
She's 10 points.
Yep. All right. Cut back over to the rest of the party.
In my rounds through the town, there was, oh my God, there was not much in this town as far as resources went. Stopping by the general store with Patty O Potato. They have any barrels of oil? Like
Barrels of oil?
or oil, lamp oil, essentially.
They have a few flasks of oil,
I'll take every single one.
but
they
definitely
have.
no barrels. Roll me a d6.
Come on, big numbers. Nope, not a big
You
number.
get two flasks of oil.
I think I have a few already, but I have a lantern, so I'm assuming I have some oil. All right. So yeah, just running through the town, getting everyone by order of the hunt lords, get to the keep, just running and running the whole time, trying to gather everyone up and get them to safety.
Okay. Is there anything anybody else is doing while resting is doing that, or can we just kind of have you guys convene together with a group of townsfolk who are like, what the hell is going on?
Mark's going towards Ifran. He's going to the
Mhm.
camp.
Millie hasn't left Zurag's side. She's basically just, essentially just trying to chat, like heal, like help him heal whatever she can. So
He's probably hobbling back to the.
Millie's just like, I am not leaving your side until I know you are okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like Zurag, like you are back, but that was an ordeal.
Yeah,
Like
he's
you
not.
need to go lay down.
Yeah.
You need some milk.
Get him some milk.
Millie, as she comes in, geez, we're gonna need like good food. So I'm gonna have you take this, and she's gonna give him some money, and go to the inn and get me something to eat. Like some sort of, like maybe like any sort of meat that's good, and then soup. And like she's like giving him a list of like ingredients basically to bring back, or like have them cook it for her. Like she's just like, you know what? You wait. And she gets a piece of paper and she starts writing it down so there's no like misdirection. And she's like, give this to the guy that owns the inn when you go there.
He's like very serious, seeing like you come in with Zurag looking like he does, and Zurag and him are like buddies. They've gone out in the town and everything. So he's like, radio, and he hauls ass out into the town. He eventually comes back with the rest of the town and Ressig, and everybody's gathering in like the main like courtyard. Like, what is going
Obviously
on?
telling
People are
them
whispering.
not to go into the room with the gelatinous cube. Making very clear that is not a way.
I think we should just like put like a caution sign in front.
So do
Floor's
not enter.
wet.
Yeah.
More likely to fall.
Like, do not enter doesn't work because then nosy ass people are gonna be like, what's in there?
Throw a board up
Basically.
for the time being.
Like, oh god, we can't get them down into the basement because the basement is currently fucking elevatorless.
There's a sign that says certain death ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's certain. Probable maybe opens the door.
Yeah.
I can take it. No, you can't. Can't even see
How
it.
many commoners can punch a gelatinous cube to death?
It's 1 point of damage.
It says
Eventually it'll work.
on the cube door. It just says caution, cube, but it's spelled QB.
Why is there a quarterback in here?
Hubert?
So
Is that
getting
Tom
all,
Brady?
Oh, that's what
Did
we
it-
could call him. We can call him Cubert.
Wow. So getting all of the people into the keep. I don't remember the layout on the inside. There was other rooms we cleared out, the torture chamber and the room where we can get to the, oh, there we go, map. This is, maybe if it eventually loads. Yeah, trying to get, first off, getting everyone in one place. And trying to, I don't think I should be the one to try and calm them down. I'm not a talker. We've learned this. I'm just trying to wrangle them into one space so somebody can talk to them. Wow, this is taking forever to load. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So yeah, we spent a few days and cleaned all this spider webs and torture equipment up.
Yep.
Try to get them into one space, or at least probably the dining room for now.
The bear rug has been also moved.
Yeah, what'd you do with the bear rug?
We control it now, don't we? Or it?
Yeah, I haven't messed with it yet.
Mm,
You should pack it up and send it to Efren.
It's just shoved in a barrel somewhere.
There you go. It's shoved in a
Just-
bale somewhere. We
just
will come back to you later, my friend.
rolled up.
The
and
amount
shoved in
of
the barrel.
like just little notes are in this keep that are just don't fuck with this, deal with it later, are
Yeah.
probably insane.
Yeah. Once I get everyone into the keep itself and get them in a place where somebody can talk, I am going to go about barring the door to the stable and any of the other external doors, just for the sake of what is in this room here, by the way. We never went in there.
That was. I
Can we
think
just
that's
get the
just
whole
like.
map lit up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Hold on.
It is
Looks
our
like a
home.
stairway up. But
Explore.
there we go. Now we can see. Yeah, just any of the doors other than like the main door in and out. The rest of these doors need to get reinforced, barred, put whatever shit I can find to like brace the doors and just pack it in on the door into the stable, the door from the stable into the keep, and then just basically barring any way except the main way in. And then I will leave more eloquent people to talk to the townsfolk. But that's my plan.
Okay. So who's talking to the townsfolk? Because they're all like, "What the hell's going on? Why are we meeting in this weird place? It actually looks quite nice. I thought it was all dusty. Oh yeah, they really spruced up the place a little bit." Just hear different
Once
kind
Steve
of
comes back with the
conversations.
food, Millie will tell Zareg, make sure you eat. Don't push yourself too hard, and then she'll go out and talk to him. Because I don't feel like a dinged up Zareg would be a good choice to have talk to the townsfolk.
Jeeves
not-
stays back to feed Zurek some soup.
That's right. Jeeves is my buddy.
They're experiencing a true bromance right now.
When I look into your
They both
eye-
hate to like shower and
Sometimes you
Jeeves
just
is
need
so
someone to wash your
privileged.
back.
Yeah, I'm basically just gonna be like, you keep an eye on him. If any the condition changes at all, you come get me. And then she'll go out and talk to him. And
Okay.
she'll greet everybody like, hey, welcome to the keep. So
can't you give the cute to Ifrin as a peace offering?
yeah, I'll greet him and be like, welcome to the keep. As you can see, we've been trying to, get things a little less, a little more cleaned up, a little bit more homey. Moving forward, we're gonna have this be, like the safe haven. If anything were to happen during like any sort of town situation, you guys are welcome to come here, to make sure that everything is, hunky dory, weather conditions, anything of that nature.
Why are we here now?
In the meantime, so we have some initially kind of like town guests that are just right over there. I'm sure you've seen the tents, and they were in the inn the other night. We've been informed that one of the raptors may have gotten loose, and we don't want anyone to get injured, so we're just taking extra precautions to make sure that you guys are safe while we get that all squared away. So everyone has to stay here until, the vicious dinosaur has been caught and put back.
What the hell is a dinosaur?
It's a very large reptilian beast with very, very big claws and teeth. From my understanding, more than like just like the cage got out, so there's a lot of them, and we gotta wrangle them back up. It's a very unpleasant situation. I understand, but we hope that you enjoy your stay here with us. It's
Scales, teeth, and claws. That sounds like dragons. You mean there's dragons here? Ah! Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
no dragons, I promise. Before I entered in, I think I would have guidanced myself just in case. Can I have that?
Negative.
Alright. Persuasion. $17.
Okay. So there's like one guy is like, that sounds like dragons. Like you quickly like silence it. Like, no,
Not
it's
a
not
dragon.
dragons.
They
Yeah.
can't
don't
fly.
Oh, okay,
Patty.
yeah. That's all I know about dragon is that they can fly.
And they don't spit
All right.
fire or anything like that. It's fine. We just don't want any. Basically, think of it like a less fluffy bear is rabbit in town. You don't want to deal with that. No one wants to deal with that.
Are you dealing with it?
Yeah, we're gonna be dealing with it. You don't need to worry about it.
Well, what are you doing? Why are you here in the keep?
Well,
If
I'm
you're
making
dealing
sure that
with
you
it.
guys, have a great accommodations while we're waiting for the situation. I'm here to help now here, and then I will be going out and helping. Obviously the camp is going to be hunting down their own raptors, and we've the hunt lords are gonna assist in this matter. So I just need you guys to stay here.
What kind of accommodations you guys got? You got fresh towels?
Yeah, we got fresh towels.
You do?
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all I care about is fresh towels.
On the list.
What about the minibar? How's the minibar situation? I'm
Actually,
thirsty.
On the
I'm
list,
actually
we have
pretty hungry myself.
some snacks. I listed as those varying different snacks that he could grab too. It's a Jeeves
Yeah.
on the little written down piece of paper. Just
Jeeves leans out. Is like, I only got enough for Zurag.
really will lean over and be like, "Take it out."
Okay. And you see Jeeves like sneaking behind everybody to go back out. And then he stops at the door, looks like just kind of stares forward a minute, and then sneaks back. I'm afraid to go out there. There's raptors out in the street.
She'll just look at Jeeves and be like, "Understand the look I'm sending you," and she'll whisper very closely, "Denny, this is just what we're telling the townsfolk. Do not say anything else. You go and get something, and you and I are gonna meet in the kitchen, and we're gonna figure this out. So go get some items." And she'll look at the list.
Alright.
Look at the list.
I'll go get those items
Yeah,
where there are definitely dinosaurs roaming the streets.
no one has to see you leave.
I'll do this. He's like shouting as he's walking towards the door. I'll be back. Nobody worry about me.
Yeah,
Old
and-
Jeeves just going out into the street where there are definitely dinosaurs.
Really looks at everybody. He'll be fine. And then she'll be like, the kitchen staff will have snacks out for you soon.
This just one kitchen staff, and he just sent them outside.
He's not even kitchen staff, really. We don't know if he can cook.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
he really
Jeeves'
does.
role is Jeeves. We don't know what he does at the keep.
Yeah.
Millie
We
is
have to
fully
keep him.
aware of the fact that she's gonna have to go in there and cook.
Alright, so Jeeves leaves. The town folk are like, well, I don't know why we're here, but whatever. If the hunt lords say we gotta stay here because of some dinosaur, I guess we'll hang out. Hey, how long is this gonna take? I left the stove on.
I
What?
told you all to take care of things and then come up here. Do you expect to leave the stove on?
Millie will be like, okay, you left the stove on. We'll take care of that for you too, but I don't imagine it's gonna take that long. I mean, you know, we're gonna do our best to make this as accommodating and as quick as possible.
If you're gonna check my stove, or you're gonna check his stove, will you mind hanging up my laundry? I forgot to hang up the rest of it.
We'll do what we can.
All right, I like these hunt lords. They are active in the community. And the guy who was like, I left my oven on, I was like, don't you mess up my souffle.
Really, I'll just be like, oh dear. All right, we'll do our best.
We could have sold
go
them
to that
to Fran.
That says
We could've-
QB. Go to that room that says QB. There's some snacks over there.
I hear a disembodied voice telling me to go into this door here that says do not enter because there's a QB in here. I'm just going to check in here because there's probably...
No, no one does that. Millie's half tempted to just bar the door. She should just very nicely say what she needs to say and then back out of the room and then run back over to Zurek, make sure he's okay, and then she's like, okay, well, I gotta go turn off a stove. I gotta hang up laundry and I got a souffle. Why would you start a souffle at this time of the day?
Stop midway, bang your head on a wall. Continue on.
Yeah. Really will come into the room with Zureg, you stay put. And she says it like stern.
So while that's going on, Merc, you said you were going to Ifran.
Yeah, just for a nice little talk. Just a simple little talk.
You get to the gates of his encampment. Then there are two guards there that bar your entry. What is it you want?
I'm here to talk to your boss.
He's not taking any visitors at the moment.
I'm a friend of the family. He wanted
What
to
family?
specifically speak to me later.
They narrow their eyes. Wait here. And they go off. Well, one of them goes off, while the other one stands there and just growls at you.
I don't
And
think
then
Merc makes even looks at him. He just kind of looks up at the sky, like he's just covered in bruises and scraps. He is done with today. Today sucked.
Yeah. There's about 10 minutes that goes by, then the other guy comes back. Ifran said he will see you. Come with me.
Thank you. And then Merc will just follow.
He leads you into
Why is this map called Merc Dies Here?
Merc gets murked. Alright, so you enter in,
I mean, Ressig did warn you.
and so as you go in, you see two cages. One that was previously covered, now uncovered, and a emaciated looking man sits huddled against the corner, kind of just cowering inside a cell, and the other cell holds Adelaide. And Ifran sits there on his throne of sorts. I didn't think it would be quite so soon that I would see one of the Hut Lords.
Well, If I'm being honest, I was trying to figure out what the fuck just happened.
Well, allow me to elaborate. You all had something that I wanted. I told you of this before, and your half-orc friend attempted to keep it from me when it was on its way into my clutches.
And that's why you killed him?
No. What she did in response was why I killed him. I made a promise that I would, and I am a man of my word.
Merc will nod at this and he'll go, fair enough. And he'll like start to approach, but he's like obviously not like, I'm ready to fight you as much as he's approaching to just walk over and sit down.
Yeah, I want to also clarify that you are weaponless.
Oh yeah, sure.
There's no way you're coming in here with weapons.
Merc will kind of grab a seat, kind of like smooth back his like neck spines, and he'll just kind of go. The girl, what did you need from her? Information?
No. I merely want what she stole from me a long time ago. But she has informed me already that she does not currently possess it.
Merc will
Well,
sigh and he'll
Good.
go, did you believe her at face value?
I have no reason to believe anything that she says.
Well, Merc will go, kind of look up at the ceiling for another moment. Very tired. He goes, I am a professional in a particular craft. You know what me and mine do. I can try to get the information for you. That returns us to some balance.
There is no information needed, only payment of what is owed. So unless you have the amount that she owes me, or something of equal value, I'm afraid we have no business to do. I will exact my payment from her, bit by bit, if I have to.
How much does she owe you?
20,000 gold.
Merc will whistle. He'll actually look at Adelaide in the cage and go, holy shit, Adelaide, you really fucked up.
I don't think we stole 20,000 gold.
Interest.
Merc will look back over at Ifran. He goes, was it 20,000 or are you adding a little bit on there?
Did I happen to stutter? I said what I said. 20,000 gold.
Merc will go, do we have a going rate for the average peasant? Northern peasant?
Are you trying to sell a town of people to me?
She's valuable to me in my job of killing these fucking giants. That's what the bosses up here want me to do. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm sure when I meet with them that they'll make an exception. They'll understand that a debt owed is a debt that needs to be paid. I'm sure you and yours will fare just as well without her. Perhaps even better, as she seems to be so careless with your lives. I doubt that's the type of comrade you want to have strolling along with you.
If I had a replacement warrior, I could maybe manage this.
Well, it won't be her. Now that I have her, she's not going anywhere.
I'm not stupid enough to ask for her. I'm asking for a replacement. If you have one, I'll take it.
I might have one for a price. But why would I want to do any further business with you? With either of you? I got what I came for. I could care less how your business with the giants goes. I have business here of my own, and then I wish to return home.
You help me, you help the bosses up here. That is just good business for you.
I think you play your hand a little too heavily. You do not know the inner makings of our organization in the higher echelons. That has been made abundantly clear. You are but a glorified assassin, torturer, retriever. People like you are worth a dime a dozen.
Merc will take his head at the dime a dozen. He goes, I won't play myself up to being that much, but a dime. He'll snort at that. Regardless, Ephraim, you sent me to collect her. I wasn't given time to collect her. 2 of my warriors, one of them was taken. I understand she owes you a debt. I'm not here to get in between that. I am
Then what
here
are you here for?
to do my job. If you can help me do my job, I'll use whatever weight, as little as it is, as you say, to put forth your good name to the bosses. That's all.
You have no bargaining chips here, Merc. I have what I wanted. I have a station that far sits higher than what you currently have within the organization. Your praise means little to me. You'll have to
What?
come up with something better if you think I'm going to even consider letting this one walk out of here intact.
Merc will lean forward. Seems to be in thought. 20,000. What percentage would get a stay of execution?
The full amount. I've waited long enough. I will not be nickeled and dimed into letting her go. I know these currency amounts in the current world we live in are strange, but I am not from this land. Where I come from,
There
we
are
use
dimes.
nickels and dimes, and quarters even.
It's a Turnus phrase.
I will not be coppered and silvered into into releasing her. 20,000 gold right here in my palm, or something of equal value, of which I see very, very little here that you may be able to offer.
The entire village. Whatever end you want.
I have no need for a village of snobbling peasants. Each of their lives wouldn't equal a fraction of what I am owed.
And this is where I'm gonna ask for like an insight check. Does Merc think like at any point Merc could make an offer that he would even accept?
Make an insight.
My insight's not good, but you know, we work with what we got. 9.
He doesn't seem to be readable in that way. He seems very sure in what his demands are, and he's very sure that is cut and dry it. Why do you waste your time bargaining for this one's life? Do you see what happened to her last friend? And he points over to the cage that Randall is in. Do you see what happened with your half-orc friend? She has no problem tossing others in the line of fire and watching them suffer. What makes you think she wouldn't do the same to each and every one of you?
I am playing the hand I was dealt. I'm trying to get whatever value I can out of this very shitty situation. I don't care if you give me one of your bruisers to help me fight these giants at this point. I'll take anything.
I would take one of those cocktails that somebody's making over there.
I can make you a cocktail right now.
Cocktail. Oh, that's it. That's all I need. You're free to go. This is a wonderful tequila sunrise. Ephraim thinks a moment. And he kind of just seems rather bored with the whole thing. There is one other way. She may buy her freedom. There exists an egg. The egg of the Sun Tyrant. A formidable dinosaur said to wield the power of the sun itself. I want this egg. I want it delivered to me so that I may hatch its youngling and raise it for my own. This rare and exotic beast would be on the forefront of all the inner circles that I dabble in. The amount of money I stand to make to be in possession of it alone. Well, she would hardly matter if I was in possession of this egg.
So we get you this egg. we get her back. Well, I should also ask if you'll throw some warriors in for a battle, but let me not get too far ahead of myself.
Yes. If you were to retrieve this egg for me, then I would let her go. All debt cancelled, paid. Her life would be yours.
Do you have any way to ensure, if, say, she could help us on the mission, that if she broke her word in any way, a simple gios to kill her? That way she could assist us with this endeavor.
I definitely have my ways of exacting pain. She will
Mark
not
will,
escape again.
Mark will look at Adelaide, because ultimately it's going to be her decision. We get this egg for him. Your debt's gone. You're free.
She thinks for a little bit. I don't want to put my friends' lives in danger.
You already have. You should feel gracious that one is here begging for your life. They have more stock in you than I thought. It is misplaced, however. But this is the only deal I am willing to make. The egg for your life. Should you lose it in the process, well, two birds, so to say.
If I agree to this, you will leave this town?
You do not make demands. It's either you do this, or I exact the amount you owe from your flesh. Every day, I will have you nipped at and scratched. I will heal you back up just to have you repeat the same wounds the following day. I will tear your fingers from your hand to feed to the raptors. I will decimate you until I feel I have been paid back. So, you either take this deal, or you suffer. There is no other demands you are in the position to make.
Merc will look at Adelaide and he will say, "Take the deal." I do not think the others will react well. And if they were to attempt to free you, you'll look at Ifran. I trust that Ifran would see us all dead. So if you want to protect your friends, you take this deal.
Fine. I agree.
Well then, it sounds like we have an accord. Gather what remains of the Hunt Lords and bring them here tomorrow morning.
Merc will nod. And he goes, "On my word and oath," and he'll grab the amulet and like stab his hand.
Yes. On your word and oath.
And he kind of just dismisses you.
Merc will turn a little stiffly and make his way out the tent. Make his way back to the keep. Doesn't feel like a victory. He saved Adelaide, but doesn't feel like a victory.
You get there and Ressig's out
say,
front putting fucking stake poles in the ground and just making a spike barricade out front of the stable door.
Good job. I struck a deal.
Chief steps outside with a plate. Hors d'oeuvres.
Ooh, snail!
Millie's in the kitchen just going ham after putting out the stove and hanging up the laundry.
Hors d'oeuvres.
But yeah, Merc will kind of pat Ressig on the back and go, I made a deal. Hi, Ressig!
Sorry,
She got
bud.
interrupted.
Got it.
Resting is
Merc,
dead.
yeah, Merc pats Ressig on the back and goes, I struck a deal. We can get Adelaide back. We have yet another detour, but it was the best we were gonna get.
As long as she's safe. We can burn his fucking encampment down later.
We can't, actually, but
Later. After. I don't mind being hunted. But I don't like bowing to tyrants. And
Merc will
this
just kind of
not a tyrant.
Merc will just kind of pat Ressig on the shoulder again. He goes, I'll let the others know, but we will meet with him in the morning. Until then, I believe we're at peace.
Peace. I don't think we'll ever have peace with him. He's a lie and a cheat. He goes back on his word. He killed Zurag. He captured Adelaide. What else has he done? He deserves to burn.
Merc will look down, but then he'll kind of go, Ressig, the worst kind of tyrants don't negotiate. Just remember that. So when you find one who does, do what you can. And he'll just walk in.
Ressig's gonna continue fortifying what he can.
Merc will find a side room. He has a gavel back, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna deconstruct some boxes. Maybe
Okay.
a couple shelves.
All right. So as Ressig pounds spikes into the ground to fortify the keep, of which you now have the entirety of Nornar's hold in there, growing more and more restless, but seem to be satiated by the hors d'oeuvres that Millie is currently in the kitchen whipping up. Merc takes to a room with some crates and starts to swing the hammer as Zurag rests up in bed. A deal has been struck with Ifran Tauroa. A deal of which you don't truly know all the details. But an egg must be retrieved from something known as the Sun Tyrant. You are set to meet Ifran in the following morning. So as the rest of the day encroaches into the night, and evening sets in, that is where we will end tonight's session. Rather, that is where we will end tonight for your characters.
If we're gonna end tonight for the characters, can I use up spell slots to heal people?
You may do so as well.
Alright. Millie would
But like
probably
I said,
call
I am at
in
50.
the room.
Yeah, we can handle that off
Off air.
Okay.
But like I said, that's where we will end for your characters. However, we see a scene of a pillar of light flashing up into the sky, slicing through clouds until it eventually pierces the heavens. And this light is carried across a vast distance, spreading across the landscape as it travels to a strange and dark keep. A small ray of light peers through an open window and casts itself onto the metal armored boot of a figure sitting on some sort of high-backed chair. The light floods this room slowly, revealing from the bottom up this scorched crimson, almost blackened armor. We watch as as the light travels up, drifting across his breastplate all the way up to its shoulder pauldrons, eventually to a visored helm that sits closed on the head. And from the dark black behind this visor, we see a pair of eyes open and a light like sudden flame, concentrated balls of flame as they look out at this light as it begins to flicker and fade. They move their creaky armor, now ambulating as they step forward and push this window open to see this pillar of light now fade away. And from behind this visor, we just hear a voice, and we hear them say, "No," as a gigantic stone door begins to creak open behind this figure, and a wisp of smoke bellows into the room as a growl as ancient as time emanates and echoes into this empty room. And we fade to black. I hope my players had as much fun as they could this session. You have revived Zurag, and
Go
a
ahead.
deal has been struck. So we will see what happens next Sunday here in the Reign of Storms.
That was rough.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
No.
Remember to
Night.
page
Night.
For watching.
Stick
thanks for
around if
listening.
you can. We will raid,
We will
and then
eventually.
Oh, I will purge the bot too.
Yes.
Oh no, it's already got. Someone already got it.
I'm looking for. Hold on.
because I was anti.
Not yet.